Hey everybody!
What's up?
Hi.
Howdy.
Nice guys. That was good.
Yeah,
that was a good introduction.
Solid.
Pretty good for a Thank you. So, welcome to GameVerse Pub. We have something very special today. It's always special when we do a GameVerse Pub episode, but sometimes we're not four like this, and especially the original four.
The OG 4.
OG 4. Because this is how it all started. With us four, having fun doing this podcast thing here and there. And we ended up having such a good time that we said, why not start publishing it? And this is the inaugural, official, first OG4 episode.
That's pretty exciting.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, applaud yourself.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yes. Before we dive in, there's something very important, and I think you know me well enough to know that the most important thing in the world is hydration.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, luckily enough, we have somebody in charge of hydration over here.
Yes.
The beer guy.
Yay! Everybody claps, beer guy. Yay!
The beer guy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for welcoming me to the show. That's a great start.
That's a great start.
Guys, guess what I brought you today?
Beer.
Beer.
Yes.
From the guy.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Vagabond.
All right. So tonight we are drinking a Vagabond beer. This is a Bohemian Pilsner.
Ooh.
So it's called Bon Baiser de Prague, which is a translation for a good kiss from Prague. So cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
First episode.
To cracking
Let's
it.
get her cracking.
That's the stuff. Guys, we get to cheers this beer. Thank you so much, my friend. And thank you for being GameVerse Pub.
Yes.
This is very exciting. Cheers.
GameVerse Pub.
This is delicious.
It is very smooth.
Smoother than it smells.
Bitterness is balanced with the sweetness of the beer.
Okay, so first thing, before we get into the main topic, guys, I would like for us to introduce ourselves.
Okay.
And I would like to start with Piel, because you already started introducing yourself. So please introduce yourself and tell us whatever you want, but tell us what your favorite game in the world is.
Well, my favorite. Well, I'm the beer guy. Mm-hmm. You all know. My favorite game, and like you could name 5 or 10 off the top of your head, but I think the game that really ruined video games for a while, and might even do an episode in the future, Fallout.
Okay.
Specifically Fallout 4. Really well done. Can't
Cool.
wait for the 5th. Love the series. Moving on.
Nice.
I vow to make a Fallout 4 episode with you, and we can talk about our settlements.
Yes.
A gentleman's agreement.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! You wanted to do it. Nice. Okay, that's awesome, buddy. Thank you very much. How about G here?
Okay. Well, hi everyone. My name is G. I think my favorite game is probably it's a toss-up between Super Mario World and the Super Nintendo, or The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64.
So what is it? Which one is it?
I'm
Craig or
pretty sure
Greg?
it's Zelda. It's the Zelda one. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Solid choice. Both
Yeah.
very solid choices.
It's-
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite game. The one that I attach the most, like I attach nostalgia to it the most, or my,
Also,
Yeah.
and I think that everyone out there can relate to the same thing. Video games, when you play them again, there's a lot of nostalgia, which you always associate to like a time of that's something that you were going through when you were playing that game. I remember being addicted about those games and hours and hours and hours, and just that's the only thing I wanted to do. Done dinner, go play video games.
Which is does not necessarily correlate with your favorite game sometimes. Like
no.
those phases of intense focus on one specific game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. How about the pretty cowboy over here?
It is the pretty cow person. Please.
Okay.
We're accepting of everybody.
Well, you see,
Tip the pretty cow person.
Thank you.
you see, I didn't know, but now I know.
There you go.
Yeah.
A bit about my gaming journey, habits, and whatnot. I think that most of what I like are in the city builder genre and sim racing. Favorite game of all time is probably Transport Tycoon.
Nice.
In its
Really?
open license
Open
version,
TTC?
which is OpenTTD, actually.
Okay, so is your answer sim racing or the Transport Tycoon?
All time, it's Transport Tycoon.
I'm gaming fluid.
I'm a hybrid.
But my favorite game of all time is OpenTTD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
How long ago have you played OpenTTD?
A few months ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Not
that's
bad, not bad, not bad,
recent.
not bad. Yeah.
Being a dad and stuff, that means it's recent.
Yeah,
It is.
that's not bad. And what about our lovely host here, Shawn?
I'm the GameVerse Pub host, but hey, could not be a host without you guys here with me. So thank you. My favorite game is Super Mario World from SNES.
Oh, yeah,
I said SNES.
Yeah, I know you did. It's kind of weird.
Own it.
It's kind of weird. I am owning it.
There you go.
To Shawn.
To me.
Shawn.
Thank you. So now that we're all properly introduced, okay, how about we get started on the main topic of the day?
Ooh.
What is the main topic of the day?
I'm glad you asked, or else I would have been standing here waiting for a little while. The main topic of the day is Pokemon Gen 1.
Gen 1 or Kanto? Gen 1?
Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah.
No, because there's 3 games in Kanto.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah.
Gen 1 Kanto region, right? But the 3 main games were Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Red, and Pokemon Yellow. Then they did Leaf Green, Fire Red.
And then they made the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee.
Exactly. So that all counts if somebody wanted to play. So what we did, to give a little history here, is that because of this great genius, we figured out that we could take
Hear that, honey? I'm a genius.
Nice. So what he came up with was, I want to do a book club, but for games.
Yeah.
So we did. And we all got together. We decided we're all going to play a Gen 1 Kanto region game. And then do a podcast episode talking about it.
Talk about our experiences about it. There was no pressure to finish it either. Anyways, all this to say, it's a fun little experiment, like a book club, but for video games. And now we get to record an episode to chat about our experiences about it. And then we can probably pick a new next game that we're all going to play as well. And then the other podcast, we could probably have a little segment just talk about our experiences.
You know what? Let's finish the episode with exactly that. At the end of
that's
the
a good
episode, let's figure out like a few ideas of games we could all easily have access to and play.
Yeah.
And choose one. And
Yeah.
and maybe it doesn't have to be such a long game like Pokemon. Maybe it can be something shorter, but it would give us something to talk about or discuss at the next podcast.
Absolutely. But if you want to get started, what games did you play?
So you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start to give an example of how long it should be. So I chose Pokemon Blue, and to go with Pokemon Blue, I chose Squirtle. I'm Team Squirtle all the way. I'm more of a casual gamer when it comes to Pokemon, except I had a fast forward function.
Ooh.
Could you somebody explain the fast forward function and how important that was to that gameplay?
So, you know how the grind is in every video game nowadays?
Yes.
Like, you need to grind everything. Well, as a dad, you don't get that time. So, the fast forward function is just you press a button on your little handheld device, and the fast forward function is great because it removes kind of the grind fatigue that you would get from a game typical when you're just grinding to level up. Like, it takes like 10 minutes instead of an hour.
So where'd you get to?
I think I have 4 badges now.
Okay. So
Okay.
the Ford. So
She's halfway through.
okay, first badge, boys. Boulder.
Cascade.
The Cascade.
Got that.
Then
Vermilion.
Lieutenant Sarge.
Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah.
Surge.
Surge is the electric badge.
Electric
there.
badge,
I
yeah.
know what it is. I know the first two.
Yeah, Bolt badge, whatever. Man, I feel like we're going to get yelled at
Yeah,
by
yeah,
real
yeah.
gamers here.
Yeah.
The fourth
get
one.
roasted.
Wait. The fourth one.
Write in the comments of
Well, I
YouTube. If
think
you're
the-
listening on YouTube, go write in the comments just to let us know that we should know more. Thank you.
Yes. You guys suck. You should know more.
Yeah.
I feel like the fourth one is the grass gym. Erica, grass gym.
Oh, I did.
Isn't Erica
Yeah.
in Celadon?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
big
so
city.
I did
Yeah.
that.
Okay, you got to the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
city?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
the fourth gym.
Okay.
Yes, because you have to go all the way
The
under
marsh
the
badge.
tunnel.
And
Marsh
so
badge.
Marsh badge.
I-
Oh, there you go. This guy.
I'm after the safari.
What? Okay, so you way further.
You're in
Didn't you
Fuchsia
do, didn't
City,
you do
bud.
Sabrina
You're-
and...
There you go.
You're in Fuchsia City.
did
You're
Sabrina?
further than fourth badge.
Maybe. My approach to my Pokemon party, probably very different from yours.
Yeah.
Whatever's there and looks kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
So I think my latest was
War Turtle.
War Turtle. That's the one. I had a Graveler.
Okay.
I have a Snorlax.
Oh, you got Snorlax with the Pokemon.
Oh, okay. I think it was past 4 badges.
Yeah, I think it's past 4 badges. Or he just...
I believe I
skipped gyms
had-
and just like trained.
Sandslash and Duck Trio.
Sandslash.
Oh, solid
Trio.
Duck
A
Trio.
dig,
Tama.
2 digs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Unless
'cause
you're playing flying against flying Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
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 ground type
But
moves
I-
in Pokemon are very strong too.
But
Normally.
I think
Yeah.
I had a Spearow to counter the flying.
Okay.
So nothing fancy, really.
Tell me something that you did in this playthrough that is completely new that you had never done. And that could be anything. That could be maybe this time you nicknamed Pokemon. Maybe you chose a Pokemon that you wouldn't have ever chosen before. Like, what? Is there something new you did this time? Or did you do the good old classic? Because nostalgia, right? Sometimes the good old classics feels good.
I'd say I stayed true to what's comfortable for me.
Okay.
I picked Squirtle again. Never, ever, ever, of all the times I've started again in
That's insane to
Pokemon,
me.
picked anybody else than Squirtle.
Are you serious?
Seriously.
It's mind blasting.
It is mind blasting. You never pick.
Never, ever.
It's because
You don't want
he
to,
loves
like-
Blastoise.
Would you at another playthrough and whatever, like, you know, when it happens, would you consider trying something else? And if so, would you pick Charmander or Bulbasaur?
Picks Bulbasaur.
Dude, he's the best starter.
He is to start a game, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. It's easy.
Okay, and before we get to you guys, did you pick Bulbasaur?
No.
There you go.
No, I didn't pick because I wanted to be different.
Yeah.
We'll get to mine.
But I want to ask him something. I really do. Can you tell us one thing that you really enjoyed about the game, considering that it's a Game Boy game and then released in the 1990s, and something that you really hated about the game?
I find that the randomness of the Pokemons is better than the new way of doing things, which is loot boxes. I hate loot boxes.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that I find that the randomness of when you get into a fight in a Pokemon, I think like there's no
It
loot
keeps
per
it
se in Pokemon. I think it's just a similar mechanic, except loot boxes feel like lottery. This just feels like, oh, okay, am I in the correct place and stuff like that. But what I enjoyed is actually that I could play through it without getting annoyed that it's so long with the
Fast forward function.
So it's not the game per se; it's really the function that I love. The thing I like less, I don't know. I find that it's the right amount of depth for what I was using it for. I don't necessarily need a big deep dive of backstory. You can if you want with Pokemon for sure, but it's a pick up and play, and it's easy to figure out. There's no real downside. It's not necessarily something that's mind blowing to me either. So, yeah.
Okay.
Something I wanted to touch very quickly on what you said right before is that you felt like, hey, even though you didn't play it the way a big gamer would have played it or somebody else, that doesn't matter, right? We all play to the different to what our lifestyle permits us to play a game. And that's the beauty of GameVerse Pub, is what I want to reiterate here, is that this is not just about really subject matter experts in gaming. You have some, the geek who loves to
Well,
talk.
I'm not a subject matter expert.
No, but
I
you
know
are on a
who-
lot of things, right? More than we could be. We're just regular, average Joes.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where I think GameVerse Pub can appeal to a wide audience where you don't need to be, very intense gamer. You can be, and you'll relate to a few people, like when we have Kyle on here, or G when he gets talking. So, but we got a little bit of everything. So
I think that's
I'm glad
a good
you
point.
still appreciate.
And if we ever do an episode on sim racing, I'll probably be in depth on that.
Yeah,
or subject
for
matter
sure.
expert. Or
Exactly,
if we go on the board game scene and we talk about Ticket to Ride, then I'll have lots of things to say, kind of thing. Like
Absolutely.
everybody has their own specialty, if you will.
Yeah.
And even if we feel like we're a specialty, there's always somebody better. And
Always.
And it doesn't matter. I just love to talk about this. So
Well,
Awesome. You're
welcome
at the
to
right
this
place.
great platform. Huh? Isn't this
Yeah.
fun, boys?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To talking.
Again, cheers.
I think I can jump in with the second.
Absolutely.
Since
Go
it's
ahead, my friend.
a different version in a sort of way.
Yeah.
So I chose because he started with the blue, then I think somebody else had the red or something. So I was like, well, I'll change it up. I'll get the yellow.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, started off with the yellow, which obviously when you start the game, you don't have the choice between the three of them. You get the Pikachu. So we start with Pikachu. And something that I realized once I started getting into the game is, and I hadn't, like, the first time I played it, it took me by surprise. And it was so long that I've played the game that it did again. You get the 3 starters.
Yeah, that's right.
You can get them for free. You just need to complete something. So let's say you beat this gym, then you can go to the daycare and she gives you a Charmander or something. And like that's just great because you don't have to pick which one you want. You get to have the 3 of them. It also takes a little bit away from
Choosing your team
Yes.
and building the team.
Because now you have the best Pokemon with you from early on, and it's tough to not take them, right?
pretty
Not the
much.
best.
But
No, but in our minds, the
Yeah, yeah.
starters, as they
Yeah.
evolve to their 3rd generation, or is that what we call
Yeah,
it?
they're third form.
Their 3rd form. Well, man, Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. Are you kidding me? Like you want those
covers
on
a
your
lot.
team?
It covers a lot
Yeah.
until you
with
hit.
Pikachu,
Until you hit.
Yeah.
once.
Exactly.
so like
Is it Ash's Pikachu?
it is Ash's Pikachu.
Okay.
It is they really worked on the graphic compared to the red and the blue. Like the Pikachu actually looks like a real Pikachu. I don't know
It
if you
doesn't look
remember.
like small and pudgy.
No, exactly. And especially when you're
I
behind the
love that.
Pikachu,
I
it
love
seems
that.
like it seems like it's wider for some reason. But no, it's really Ash's Pikachu. And
Kyle, can you show a Pikachu that's short and pudgy? Yeah.
Generation 1
Versus the new one.
It's Generation
Thank you,
1. Generation 1 red
Thank
and
you,
blue
Linus.
sprite. Red and blue Pikachu sprite versus the latest generation.
we can talk about it over and over and over again. But the fast forward. Thank you.
oh wow,
Thank you,
Thank
fast
you.
forward.
So, like, if you want to ask me what I really liked about that game, the fast forward. What I really hated was the save states, and I lost my game for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Where were you
did.
at
I
again
don't
when you
understand.
lost your game? You had to start over.
I was at least at Bill's house.
Oh, okay. Past the second gym
Okay,
so
yeah.
at in Cerulean.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then lost everything, had to restart. But you know what? Like I fixed the little things that were bugging me, and I like little mistakes that I made, and that I wanted to kind of fix a little bit. That includes Pokemon. Yeah. So I think that's for me.
Okay.
That's what I liked the most about it was the fast forward and hey yeah.
what's your team as of right now?
My team. So I got to the part of the game where I did the victory road and I'm at the Pokemon League. But that's a little bit something I didn't like either, is at that point, you're kind of in limbo because you need to train your Pokemon to get up to a certain level and just to beat the Elite Four. So I'm at that point and
They're
I was
strong,
like,
man.
yeah. And
They're
honestly,
actually strong. There's a big level gap in between the last gym
Yeah.
and the actual Elite
It's
Four.
what 50 to 60? their levels?
Yeah, the highest one, the champion is in the 60s, 65, I think, or something like that.
It's crazy.
And I had a few good Pokemon, but
Can you imagine grinding that at the end where you have
We
no
did
trainers?
it, bud. We all. I think that's why. I want to let you finish before I say what I'm going to say.
because I'm gonna forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
I probably already did.
Yeah, you're at that point in the Elite Four, like you're stuck in limbo, right?
Yeah, because you're just after Victory Road.
Yeah.
You're just before the Elite Four. So now you need to make sure that your team is strong enough. But my team wasn't.
Yeah.
So I would have had to put in a lot of hours just to beat those 4 trainers.
Even with fast
So
forward?
it kind of
Not hours, not with fast forward. Like
At
dedicate time.
at those
but-
levels, probably an hour.
Yeah,
or two.
it takes more time.
But you get to just play the Elite Four, so you get to beat very high level Pokemon, which gives you a lot of XP, and you just beat them over and over again until you beat them.
Yeah,
right?
but you
Oh,
see,
you
my
can
I would say my top Pokemon was maybe a level 55, and my second was in the low 40s.
Oh, okay.
So then the rest were just between
it would've
30s and
taken
40s.
a while.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so just building up my team to get there would have been hard.
Oh my god, you don't have same level Pokemon everywhere?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Me, I can't. Like, I'll put the lowest level on top until it gets. And,
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's
So I
an
was just-
OCD
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
for sure.
So I was just going through it, and the
Why?
big reason why that happened, well, it's part of my lineup, and I'll go with my number 1,
Okay.
which is Mr. Mime. He was my
Ah.
level 55,
Okay.
and my Mr. Mime, I taught him a lot of things, like how's life, and like how you like go through no, but
The meaning of life.
Oh my god, Pokemon Pikachu is way more deep than I thought.
so yeah, I taught him how to do an electric move, Thunderbolt.
Okay,
He had
yeah.
Psychic. He had what's the other psychic
Special
move?
stat pretty high.
Psybeam.
No, I haven't gotten to that yet. But Confusion. So
Okay.
Confusion, Psychic, Thunderbolt, and
Cal right now is watching this, doing the editing, and like, it's this. I know it's this. Just say it, guys. Just say it, guys.
Solar
You know
Solar
it's-
Beam, or Solar Beam,
Okay.
So Grass move, 2 psychic moves, and
an electric move.
an electric move.
So he could face several fronts, and that's why he got so good.
I would replace Confusion with something else.
Confusion, I don't like it.
Yes,
I
but
do.
do you know?
It's the lower powered psychic, basically.
Yeah,
I don't understand
but
what
the
you're
thing
saying.
is, you only have
I'm
what is it, 10
confused.
psychic?
Yeah, you have 10 psychics. Yes.
So that's not a lot. So that's why I have
Yes.
Confusion, because he's a psychic Pokemon. Number 2, Pikachu. Obviously, I kept my Pikachu.
Of course.
He was up there.
You didn't evolve him?
I can't evolve him in
But
yellow.
you can't.
I cannot.
I never played yellow.
Because he's
so I don't know.
Ash's Pikachu.
Yeah.
You won't
Oh,
want to
He
take the
refuses.
stone.
Yeah, he refuses to take the stone.
Okay, I didn't know
Right.
that.
Interesting fact, but I would have.
Okay, yeah, because Raichu is way better.
Yeah, obviously.
That's a shame that you would have. I'm a little disappointed in you.
Well, I didn't.
Because
I
you
tried.
couldn't.
Ash tried too.
Yeah, he did.
And the
Ash is
Pikachu like
disappointment.
knocked it out of his hands or something.
Yeah.
All right, third Pokemon, and I like this one because I didn't know that Pokemon could learn Water Move. It's Nidoking.
Oh.
Nidoking can learn Surf.
Yes.
No
yes,
way.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I had him in my party because I didn't have any other water Pokemon, and I mean he's just a beast. Yeah, really love it. And that was the first time I actually built up a Nidoran into a Nidoking or Nidoqueen.
He's such a
Nice.
cool looking Pokemon. Like the artwork of it is very on point.
Yeah,
Like
I
when
agree.
yeah.
I agree. Fourth Pokemon, I gotta have some original 3 in there. So Charizard.
Okay. Did you just
he
teach
went
him fly?
fire. Oh no, he went Pikachu. You
Yeah, yeah.
got all the others for free.
Yeah, yeah.
So you kept Charmander.
Yep, I
You
kept him
build
on my team, grew him into Charizard.
Okay.
So
Taught him fly?
doesn't?
Yeah,
no.
he learns it in yellow. He
Oh
can
yeah,
learn
in
it
yellow. Yeah, you can.
I
Because
think
he couldn't
no.
in blue.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
No, you didn't.
I don't think he did. I don't think you can teach him. Or maybe I
Talking out of my ass again.
no maybe not because he had already 2 moves. He
Kyle,
had
can you add
Dig.
something saying if
oh, you
who's
can
talking out
dig
of their
on it?
ass?
Not
I
earthquake.
put well it's not it's 2 different things. Dig you can actually use the
Yeah, but sorry.
no
Ground type move.
Anyways,
Earthquake's way stronger.
okay. After that, and I had the Dragonair.
Ooh. Oh shit.
Yeah, I caught him just like you said with the Super
In
Raw
Safari
and
Zone.
Safari Zone.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
caught
very
him.
nice. You didn't evolve him to Dragonite yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, I wasn't at that point, and he was 2 weeks, so I was trying to get
Yeah,
him.
he
there.
evolved.
He evolves super late, like
Yeah.
46 or something. Kyle,
Yeah.
please correct us.
Yeah, and he's in the slow experience group, so he gains experience very, very slowly.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know this?
Because I don't know.
He's
I
a
know
geek.
this.
Because he's a geek. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last one was different because it's not a Pokemon I would have taken to the Pokemon League just because it doesn't really have class in a sort of way.
Meowth?
No, it was my
What a jerk,
Pidgeotto.
right?
It was
your
what?
Pidgeotto?
It was my Pidgeotto that I named Hawktua.
I don't
You
get
use
it.
nicknames for all of them, or just that one?
Tua.
The Hawktua girl.
Hawktua.
I don't know what that is.
No way.
Okay.
No way.
There's one person out of every 4 that does not know the Hawktua girl, and that's okay.
That's,
Hey,
that's okay.
dude,
I'll
it's
know it at
better
the end.
that way.
Yeah.
No,
No?
you should not.
Okay,
You
perfect.
should stay that way.
Yeah.
You should keep your innocence.
So instead of having a Hawktua,
I wish I could laugh with you guys.
I had Ivysaur in my party
Oh,
because he didn't grow into a Venusaur yet. Clearly,
Yeah.
it's not like
Yeah.
I stopped him. But yeah, so that's my top 6. It was a good run through. I very much liked it up until I lost interest in just evolving my Pokemon to beat the Elite Four because I've done it a few times before.
Okay.
It was fun. I didn't expect to kind of get into it and go through the gyms and enjoy it as much as when I was a kid because, well, like the memories of when you're a kid and you open a brand new Game Boy game.
Yeah.
And like,
It's the only game you got, so you're playing it all the time.
yeah.
So yeah.
And I get too why the yellow, you have the 3 Pokemons available to you because the red and the green at that point were out for a couple of years at least.
Red and blue.
Red and blue.
Yeah.
Green was only.
There was
that
always
in Japan.
rumors. Yeah.
Green is a Japan only game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, the red and the blue.
That's why they made leaf green in the U.S. in the Arabian and whatever.
No, that's interesting. You can say it. Like, don't be
Essentially,
shy. You are real.
green version was only available in Japan, and it had Venusaur on the cover.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if blue was available in Japan. It was red and green in Japan, I think. And then
I think
in
I
the
saw
US,
a version of the blue in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
a
okay,
version.
then never mind.
You went to Japan?
And then when they remade them for the Game Boy Advance, they did fire red and leaf green version.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So that's my team. It was a good run through.
Let's go. I
Hey,
like that.
thank you, bro.
I don't have anything, but I'm.
It's okay. All right, so the next adventure of Pokemon goes to you, my friend. What
Thank you.
happened?
A lot of things happen.
Are you
on my
okay?
run. Yeah. It turns out I really hate Nuzlocke runs.
Oh
So-
yeah, you wanted to do it
Nuzlocke.
with the Nuzlocke.
So basically I wanted to do something different. There's a set of rules online. You guys can Google it. Essentially, it's a Nuzlocke run. It adds a different level of challenge to Pokemon. Every area, every route, you're only allowed catching the first encounter Pokemon you see in the wild. So that's it. The rest, you are not allowed catching it. You're supposed to nickname all your
What
Pokemon.
if you miss it?
You're done. You can't. So
Well, that's
basically,
unfortunate.
yeah. So for a lot of my run, I had I picked Squirtle as my starter.
Squirrelax.
Squirrelax as my starter, which I absolutely
That's Squirtle with the runs.
Gross.
Kyle, please.
Please, so much to cut in this episode. So I ended up choosing Squirtle as my starter, which I regretted almost immediately. I'm a total Bulbasaur fan.
A Bulbasaur
Yeah.
fan.
Total, he's the best.
He's good.
Although my first ever playthrough as a kid was with Charmander,
Okay.
Bulbasaur is the one that he's like by far the best for me. He's so good at so many moves. Anyways, let's see why. I do not like Squirtle at all. I think he sucks. All his evolutions suck.
You've heard it here, folks.
Yeah, I think I don't like water type Pokemons all that
love
much. I really don't like them. Anyways, so I was doing Nuzlocke, and about when I got to the rock tunnel where I had to do the rock tunnel without the Flash HM.
Oh, that must have sucked.
Yes. So I had
That
to
must
go
have
online
sucked.
and look at the maps and then make sure that I take all the nice routes. So just making sure. About that point, I decided, nope, I'm not having fun. I want to build the team that I want to build, and I want to OP this.
Did you
game.
start over?
No, I basically just started catching Pokemon. I went back, and then I rebuilt my team completely.
Okay.
Not only that, I traded Pokemon, and I got myself an Alakazam. I got myself a Gengar.
Who did you trade with?
Myself.
Hey, whatever we want to do, guys.
So,
exactly.
Started with a very drastic set of rules, and then he said, "Fuck F that.
Yeah.
That's just."
Well,
Yeah.
Nuzlocke is pretty intense. Like,
It
to
is.
be fair,
So I'll say that my final team at the end, I really optimized my team. I just wanted to have the best moves on the best Pokemon, and I wanted to make sure that they were trained up properly. All my full team at the end, I finished the game, is at 75.
Their level is at
Their
75.
level at 75.
Did you grind?
So I will come back to that. So my final team is Alakazam, which is my total ringer. Basically, apart from Mewtwo, basically the best Psychic Pokemon, and Psychic is actually broken in this game, so it's the best type, and it's one of they have the strongest special moves because the special stats are together.
Oh, okay.
So it's very, very strong in Gen 1. Blastoise, I thought it's Surf. I got the Snorlax with so that I can get a lot of HP, like basically my tank. He got Body Slam, he got Hyper Beam, Rest, and Strength because I needed the HM. Pidgeot was my flyer. Didn't particularly like him, I will admit.
I'm not a fan either.
But there's no, like,
Honestly,
like I didn't
it's-
want to use a legendary like Zapdos or Moltres or Articuno. And the only other really good flyer is Fearow, I should say. So, like, anyways, I stuck with Pidgeot. I got myself a Gengar, which I thought
Trade?
Trade,
Through
yeah.
trade, okay.
Through trade. Which
I always wanted a Gengar.
So, I
Is this what
thought
it
I'm...
feels like? I feel like I have a Gengar now. Oh,
So
that's tough.
Nightshade, Thunderbolt, which Gengar
Wow,
has one
Thunderbolt.
of the so it has one of the highest, like, I think, special stats in the game.
Okay.
So basically, Thunderbolt he hits like a truck with Thunderbolt, and then I got Hypnosis and Dream Eater. So if I could put my other Pokemon to sleep and then regain HP with Dream Eater.
Wow.
So and then last one through trade, because I started with Blastoise, Venusaur.
Oh,
So
okay.
I thought him cut. I didn't go for Solar Beam. I went for Razor Leaf so I could consistently hit. Thought him cut, Sleep Powder, and Sword Dance so that I can boost up his special attack.
Nice. Very, like, honestly, it's a great team.
Yes.
Great team.
Yeah.
team.
So
Great team.
how
Did you
I
beat the Elite Four
I-
for first shot?
yes, because they're at level 75.
Okay.
So what I did is I used, because of handheld emulators, I used cheats. So essentially, I gave myself a crap ton of rare candies, and instead of grinding, I just gave it up. But I grinded up until the Elite Four, and then I gave it rare candies just to get it to 75. So
Where
I could
were
push
you when
through.
you got to the Elite Four? Do you remember?
58 to 60, I think.
Oh,
Okay, not too
dude,
bad. That's
why
good.
didn't you? You could have
Yeah.
just beat the Elite Four being strategic.
I wanted just to get through it.
75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
get
at
it.
some point, and this is gonna go back to my final thoughts about the game. This is classified as a JRPG, which is a Japanese role-playing game, and they're very much known for what we call now grinding. So it's essentially your level grinding. You're basically training up, doing the same encounters over and over just to get up the levels and get your Pokemon stronger and get better moves and et cetera, et cetera. So much grinding. Even with the fast forward, there's so much grinding. So that part I really did not like about the first generation Pokemon. I really did not like it.
That's where we lose interest, I find.
Yeah. So
don't
at
have
about the
time.
5th gym there, at about the 5th or 6th
That's where
gym,
yeah.
I was like, I don't care about the rest of the story. Like, I have to go through all of this water and get like like random encounters and fight trainers, all those fighters in the road, get through the Seafoam Islands. Oh my god, Seafoam Islands are so annoying, even with fast forward.
But that's where you get Articuno.
Yeah, that's where you get Articuno for sure. That's where I got him, but like
you didn't end with Articuno?
No, I have him. He's in my box there.
You do not put baby in a corner. I mean, Articuno in the box.
Oh, I boxed all the legendaries.
Okay.
And
so
before we move on, which one is your favorite legendary bird? I think that's a great question because there's the same thing about the beginners.
Zapdos.
There's 3, and they're just like
Zapdos?
Zapdos is my
Zapdos?
favorite,
Okay.
and it's one of a very rare typing of electric and flying.
Okay, I get it. What about you?
Zapdos.
Zapdos. Why?
I love the electric type. I've always and I just love how it looks. It looks badass with the jolt wings and all that.
It does
I don't
look
know. It's
badass.
just there's
He's
just
the best
something-
looking one of all three. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's definitely the looks.
I wouldn't know. I didn't even know there was a
Okay.
Pokemon called Articuno
Okay.
until now.
There's 3 birds at the last line there. Last line. They're the legendary birds. There's Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. One of them, they're ice flying, electric flying, and fire flying.
Ice flying, yeah, would go.
Ice flying, so
Articuno.
Articuno guy.
Me too. Kyle too. Just for the record, so people know. Kyle is our producer, I guess.
Technical
we
director.
didn't,
Technical
introduce
director.
him.
We should introduce him. To Kyle, the producer, technical director, video editor.
The guy in the
that's all.
background that we love. We
Yeah,
love
it's-
you, Kyle.
We're
We
looking
love
you
you.
in the eye and telling you we love you, bud.
But what I will say about this game, nostalgia is a thing that can be fun at times, and it gets you to play these old games and relive those moments, because I had a Game Boy Pocket when I was young, and I had Pokemon Blue, and I played and I wasted so many
We had
batteries playing
Pokemon
that.
Silver.
No, that was later on in life.
Oh, okay.
So Pokemon Blue is my first. So I beat the Elite Four, but and I did it all by myself without fast forward when I was young. But that was the only Game Boy game I had, right? So
Okay.
there's some flaws in this game. At some point, I was like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do next. And another part of it that I actually love, though, the goddamn music. Goddamn music! It's so nostalgic. It's so good. It's so well. The bit tunes in it. It's so well
There's
composed.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nostalgia. That's why we love it, because it puts us back into a safe moment in life.
I built my team almost to a competitive level. Like I Googled stuff, I researched things just to be nerd out about it.
Yeah.
So because Pokemon is, yes, it's a kid's game, but it's deceptively complicated as well. If you look up competitive Pokemon battling, it's insanely difficult. Like people train up Pokemons with perfect IVs, with the perfect.
You can
EVs
get
and
as
stuff.
intense as you want, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You don't
like
have to, but you
chess, like really crazy. But anyways, that's my story with Pokemon Blue. Would I
Nice.
play it again? I think I will, but not right now. I enjoyed it, but near the end, I was like, I want to get through this.
Yeah.
And I cheesed my way through the rest of it. I caught Mewtwo. I'm done.
Did you end up having fun?
I had a blast. I had so much blast that I'm actually going through a run through with Kyle right now
There you
of
go.
another generation.
Great. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
And brings us to you.
Final chapter of this podcast where I will discuss, try to be brief on this, but I had a great time. I started this, and this is why I brought this. I started this game with this exact Game Boy with Pokemon Blue that's sun faded here. And I wanted to play the exact same game, right? We're all choosing. You played the yellow. You played the blue too.
I played red.
You
By
played
the
the
way,
red.
I don't know if I
Yeah,
said it, but I
don't
played
know.
red.
And I played the blue, but I wanted to go different from my original starter. Usually it's going to be, I loved Squirtle. I originally started with Bulbasaur, went to Squirtle. Now this time I went Charmander. And I did Charmander only once, and it is the last time I had played that game. Guess how old I was? Very quickly, go. Guess.
11.
No.
14.
No.
15.
No.
23.
No.
13.
No.
Ben là, je sais pas.
You're the
32.
closest. Between 11 and 13. Yeah. I was I was 12 years old last time I had played this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a lot before, up till 12. But when I was 12, last time I played that, I was in France, meeting family. and I had used for the first time Charmander, who had evolved. And anyways, so I wanted to relive that nostalgic moment when I went to France as a 12-year-old kid. This is the last one I remember. And that's what the run I did. So I had a lot of fun. Used the fast forward function.
Quite a bit, eh?
Because, yeah, and I think we all did.
As adults, and
you need it.
honestly, to just grind up, level up.
But I think there's such a thing. The reason I didn't have any guilt with it is because I earned the right to play, one, on an emulator, and two, to use fast forward, because I played it originally on the original console, the real game, and then I did it the real way. And I did beat the Elite Four way back when. I felt guilty at the beginning playing fast forward, but I got rid of that guilt by telling myself, you know what, I earned my horns because I did go through this game, as I think we all did, right? What I wanted to say is what my team was.
Your team's pretty special, I think. You
because I did a theme this time. I wanted to do something different. So first of all, I did not go with Pidgey and Rattata.
Okay.
Which you guys
did you catch them at least?
No. Yeah, maybe I did. I don't remember. But I wasn't going with trying to catch as many Pokemon. Like I didn't play the gotta catch them all part of Pokemon.
Okay.
But you guys dissed on Pidgeotto or Pidgeot, and he was in every one of my parties every time I played, except this time. I love Pidgeot. With Fly, it was really strong. It helped me do everything.
He's been part of my party every time I've played through. That's why I wanted to use something different, but then I was like, I don't want to grind up another one.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he was part of our party. Yeah. It's because it's one of the first Pokemons you can catch.
He's one of the first flyers you can catch, and then when you can teach Fly, you're just like, okay.
Exactly. And like it's between Rattata and Pidgey. Well, Pidgey's got the most
soft spot for Eradicate, though.
I hate those, man. They're rats. They're like rats. Mini Brad Marchands, and it was like, no, I don't need them. Okay. Final thing. So I wanted to go to do something special for once I was at the Pokemon League, and is to have what I consider dragon Pokemon. Okay.
But Shawn, tell me, I thought there was only 3 dragon-type Pokemons in
Are you
Gen
talking
1.
about Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite?
I am.
But thank you for bringing this up.
You can't have the 3 in your party now, do you?
No, I do not have the 3. I only have one of those, but the others I consider... That's why I said, did I consider...
Yeah, no.
You consider...
We're doing great! I know, I forgot we were doing a bit.
Okay.
I was going to say, please go on.
I forgot mid-bit we were doing a bit. Okay. At some point, as long as, I didn't want to divulge my roster, but I needed your help, and I went into our book club, game club chat, and I asked you guys to help me figure out who I could legally, in our opinions, consider dragons.
Yes.
Right? So I will let you know who my final team was. And you will now know what the result of that was.
You're going to get roasted in the comments.
I hope I do.
Yeah, I know.
I hope I do. We love engagement.
Yes.
Please roast me. I'll go with the classic Dragonite.
Of course.
Okay. I did the thing that I told you about that I read, where you go in the Safari Zone with a Super Rod, and you grind until you get a Dratini. So I got Dragonite, and Charizard, of course. Charizard is not considered in the game as dragon, but we all know Charizard is a friggin' dragon.
It's close to a dragon.
Yeah. Aerodactyl.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
I think that was one of my picks that I said in the chat too.
Yeah.
I was like, Aerodactyl, go ahead.
I'll reserve judgment for that one.
And please do, because the last trainer of the Pokemon League says, and I did not remember that at all, that
Okay.
he's a big fan of dragon Pokemon, and Aerodactyl is in his party.
Aerodactyl's in his party.
Yeah, he has Kyle, we need your help. Maybe post somewhere where the who he had it in his party. But I remember Aerodactyl being one of them.
Cool.
So as was Dragonite and maybe Dragonair or something. But anyways, Gyarados was one of his as well, and I also have him. I wanted to talk about Gyarados because it's the first time I have him because I never got a Magikarp. And I didn't wait till I could be able to fish a Magikarp. I bought it for $500.
It's actually a good deal.
Yeah, because of course it is because one Pokeball is like $200 and it's just shitty Pokeballs. So $500 is nothing.
Yeah.
Especially considering you make almost a million.
Considering he evolves at level 20 and you don't get access to your old rod before, like, maybe you could probably...
Until Vermilion City, where there's Lieutenant Surge.
Yeah.
And by that time, I was already, and I noted it, by the time I could get a Magikarp at level 5, my Magikarp was already level 16. So by the time I finished SSN, I almost had my Gyarados.
It's just such a crap job to evolve them.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
just-
is.
yeah.
You have to take the time to put him in, change him.
Because it can't learn anything.
No.
Yeah.
Anything.
It's Splash for almost the whole time.
Exactly.
So
Does he learn Tackle at level 15? Or is that in the
yeah,
new
something like
generation?
that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
But it's still shitty because his stats
Yeah,
suck.
absolutely. It's still a Magikarp.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But once it becomes Gyarados, it's really powerful.
Game
so that's
changer.
pretty cool.
It's very good. Gyarados is actually very good.
So those are the 4 now. Then Lapras. I
Okay.
think Lapras is dragony.
A good ice type. Good against
Yeah.
probably Lance.
Was different. Who the hell is Lance?
The last Elite Four trainer.
Oh, that's his name, the dragon guy?
Yeah, the dragon guy.
And he has a Lapras too. I felt we had the similar team.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one, do you want to guess?
Onyx.
I think we've been through this, and I think it's an Onyx too. I remember there being a lot of controversy with that one.
Yeah. It's because it's hard because it's only Gen 1 Pokemon, right? And yeah. they have to
So
look
the
like-
the choices were Onyx, Kangaskhan, Nido King or Nido Queen.
Rhydon.
Oh, there was Ekans, no, Arbok.
Really?
No.
Arbok was
No.
part of it?
Somebody
No.
mentioned Arbok because it was a snake.
No.
And
No.
snakes, Pokemon Reptile. There was a reptilian.
It's not dragon.
I know, and that's why I didn't. But there was that in the chat. I believe you were the one who had
No,
brought that
I
up.
don't even know that Pokemon. I was Team
fine.
Onyx all the way.
Okay.
Yeah, you were team. I was saying Onyx too, but I'm going to go off the beaten path and I'm going to say Nidoking.
Onyx.
Okay.
Yeah. So and Onyx was the last one, and I was just tired of trying to figure out which one I wanted, so I went
So
with Onyx.
how did that
at
go
the end.
for you with Onyx? Did he suck or was he good?
Onyx had a really low stack for something, and I think it's defense.
He has a terrible attack stat.
Is it the attack that
Yeah.
sucks?
So his physical
Something
attack,
really sucked, and I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
but something really sucked.
He is like this gigantic rock snake is like almost meme like sucks in terms of stats. It's really terrible.
Yeah, it was weird. So, but anyways, I finished it. But something I want to tell you, and it closes off this segment or this part of the show, is guys, I didn't do all this. Wait, my Pokemon were level Lapras 58, Gyarados 56, Charizard 56, Dragonite 55, Aerodactyl 56, Onyx 55. See how we try to stay as close as possible? I wasn't completely honest in how I did it. I love nostalgia.
Yeah.
I did the surf trick, the thing with missing no.
What?
And-
On your
and-
emulator,
and-
you
and-
did that? You didn't
Yeah.
screw up your game?
No, I was able to. I wanted to try it, man.
What?
I wanted to try it.
I
So
don't even know.
you put the item you want to multiply on the sixth as the sixth item. So you press select and you can move your items.
Yeah.
Put it out at the sixth. So whenever you do this cheat where you fly to Viridian, you go walk straight up, walk into the guy who's teaches you how to catch a Pokemon, listen to his whole thing, then fly to somewhere else, go to Fuchsia City, go down, surf, go all the way to the Seafoam Islands, surf up and down until there's missing number, and it's a weird.
It's a glitch Pokemon.
It's a glitch
essentially.
Pokemon.
It's a total glitch in the game.
So you can either run or beat him, do whatever you want. But by the time you end up doing that, the 6th item you get 99 of, or more. So
how did someone discover that? I have no.
I have no idea.
It was probably built in the code, and somebody knew that. And
No. Apparently, it's like someone trying stuff.
Who knows?
Well, how can you just randomly try all that sequence that Shawn described?
Exactly.
Fly to the city,
I don't
move
know.
up into the
Seriously,
guy.
I don't know.
Kyle
I looked
knows.
it up. I
I'm
looked
sure
it up
Kyle knows.
online, and like people were just saying, look, no, people just had the game for so long that they tried different things and
Wow.
they did some stuff.
That's impressive. Kudos.
Kudos
I
to you,
tip
man.
my
If
hat.
you,
Yeah.
But I still don't think
Likely
that's
it's more of
easy.
a developer that.
Well, I
Yeah.
think so. I
I
would
don't
think
think
so
nobody
too.
would-
It's so precise.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so precise. Anyways,
Somebody
did you ever
saw
catch
somebody
Missing
saw
One? Did you catch him?
No, I didn't.
I think
catch
that's what
probably
screws up
that's-
your game.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and I'm not ashamed because again, no, I didn't earn to do that because I never ever played the game without doing that cheat.
Well, to be
Really?
honest, I'm kind
Never.
of disappointed you didn't tell me because I would have done the same thing.
But that was the beauty of this. We all got to see how we all played it naturally with the time we had, with how we wanted to play it, and I'm glad we did. So to this, boys, you don't have beer anymore. But,
That's okay.
Cheers and
I
thank you
take
for all this.
2 lessons from this. We all hate grind, and half of us cheat in life.
That's great.
Before we close off, I would like us each to suggest an easy, accessible game that we could next play. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to prefer something that's quick and done that I can play in a night.
You know what? It's one of the first games that I've played when G set me up.
I know what you're gonna say.
No.
No, it's not pinball. Pokemon pinball.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No, because it's not a really like
Kirby.
there's no
It's not
no.
going to be Kirby.
Oh,
It's
no.
going to be Donkey Kong.
It is Donkey Kong.
Really?
It is Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Because I think Kirby is, and Kirby's great, don't get me wrong, but it's a one-night game. That was one of the first games on Game Boy. You can't even save.
Donkey Kong, the arcade, like
So
you play
it's,
on the
Yeah, but
you're
it's
playing as
wild,
Mario.
though.
Yeah, and it's like puzzles. So you need to get to Donkey Kong that's at the top that stole the princess, and you get princess.
And he throws barrels, you know?
Yeah. And then you got to jump over the barrels and get to the top. And sometimes there's some broken ladders. But through all the 9 stages, you learn different things. And your skills kind of build with every level that you go up. And then you learn how to do everything pretty much. So you can like do backflips and that'll help you get higher. Then like quick backflips will get you even higher. Then you can do another bounce after. So like, anyways, it's a quick game, easy to learn, fun. It's sort of puzzle at the same time.
Nice.
Okay. What do you think?
I'm going to pick a game that I've played and rented when I was young. It's called UN Squadron on the Super Nintendo. And it's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. So that's going to involve a little, like, it's a different set of skills. I suck at shoot 'em
Like
ups.
Contra?
Kind of Contra. Side-scrolling, but you're like a plane.
You're playing.
Yeah, you're a plane.
Okay.
And then
like
there's-
R-Type?
Yeah, like R-Type a little bit. Yeah, like R-Type.
But you're playing, not a spaceship.
Yeah, but you're playing. And then you get to, like, you have money, and then you get to buy, like, missiles or, like, the different planes. if you
Okay.
want, and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
nice.
But you have
Cool.
to get good to get there. I was debating between
Yeah, because
that
if you
and...
died, you start at the beginning?
Yes, pretty much.
Ah.
So I was debating between that or Metal Warriors on the Super Nintendo, but Metal Warriors is... I've tried it recently, and I was like, oh my god, it's way too difficult. It's like a side-scrolling, like, mech thing. You can get out of your mech, and then you, like, shoot them up sort of thing. Kind of like Contra, but, way too complicated, so I wanted to... Let's go UN Squadron.
Okay, UN Squadron. Cool.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I still don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go with Ninja Turtles because I keep using it as an example when we
NES,
talk
right?
about it. On the NES, the
Okay.
first Ninja Turtles game.
Perfect. That's cool that we have an NES game, we have a Game Boy game, and a Super Nintendo game.
Nice.
It's cool. Yeah. It's cool. I really don't have one, except maybe Lion King. 'Cause
Oh God, are you suggesting
I-
Lion King
I-
for real?
Oh, it's apparently one of the hardest games ever.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
curious.
that's
Tell me
pretty
about
hard.
this game.
It's pretty hard.
It's,
Lion
it's,
King,
I'm
Super
just still
Nintendo.
curious about probably leaving the second level. So
Oh, it's like notoriously
It's
hard.
just like Aladdin.
If
Yeah.
if it's picked, the thing could be who gets furthest, guys.
yeah.
That could be interesting.
yeah.
So Lion King on Super Nintendo?
Yes, yes.
I will ask Shawn GPT to pick one. So,
Shawn GPT didn't give me an answer except don't play Lion King.
all right, are we ready?
Yes.
This is what we're playing next, boys.
Oh no. Oh no.
What is it called? Donkey Kong on Game Boy.
Okay.
All right, I'm happy with that. Honestly, I would have been happy with any one of them. Guys, do you want to say something before we close off?
No, I'm good.
Cheers, boys!
Cheers
Again
to empty
the
drinks and a good time.
Yes,
To
thank
the
you for
OG
being
four.
here tonight. This was great. Thanks.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ready?